Good morning, dear Dhamma friends. This morning, we are going to study about Chapter 6, Companion or Materiality, Rupa. Titles are Introductory or Chapter 6. What is Rupa? Enumeration or Materiality, Rupa, Samudesa, and four great essential elements, Mahabuddhas. So before we study about Lord Buddha Abhidhammar, we shall pay Namo Tassa 3 times. We shall pay homage Namo Tassa 3 times to Lord Buddha. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Chapter 6, Companion or Materiality, Rupa. Introductory. Of the four ultimate realities, Paramatthas, consciousness, Citta, and Manifesta Cetasikas have been described in the first 5 chapters of this book. We have seen 89 or 121 types of consciousness, 52 manifestas, association of these factors with Cittas, the dependence of mentality, mind on some objects as well as on physical-based virtues, the arising of cognitive process, to be aware of the some objects, the 31st planes of existence and the types of persons who occupy them, the different types of karma and their operation through their resultants, such as rebirth consciousness, life continent, and death consciousness, and finally death and rebirth. Now, in this chapter, we shall deal with the two remaining ultimate realities, namely Rupa and Nibbana. What is Rupa? Rupa has been translated as matter, corporeality, material body, form, etc., but none is exact. To judge from the various aspects of Rupa, materiality is the nearest equivalent, but Rupa comprises the characteristics of matter as well as those of energy. Rupa may change state, form, and color on account of heat and cold, just as matter does. Although form, shape, and mass become apparent when a lot of Rupa has accumulated, in the ultimate sense, Rupa is formless, shapeless, and massless, just as energy is. Scientists now know that matter and energy are intercompatible and identical in the ultimate sense. But unlike the law of conservation of mass and energy, which states that matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed, we find in Abhidhammar that Rupa arise and perish incessantly at very short intervals measured by sub-moments called khana. Rupa is incessantly produced from four main sources, namely Kama, Citta, Udu, Heat, and Ahara, nutriment. And Rupa is very short for life. It endures only for 17 consciousness moments. What is formed is almost instantly gone. Besides, materiality and mentality are independent. We shall understand Rupa better by studying the various aspects of Rupa, which are described below. Enumeration of materiality, Rupa Samudesa. First, Rupa is twofold, namely, first, Buddha Rupa, essential materiality or primary elements, and second, Upadaya Rupa, derived materiality. The Buddha Rupa is more prominent than the Upadaya Rupa. Great masses like the earth and the stars are formed when a lot of Buddha Rupa has accumulated. Consequently, Buddha Rupa is also called Mahabuddha, great essential elements. Next lesson. 4 great essential elements, Mahabuddhas. Number 1, Patavi. Is this the element of extension or the element of solidity with the characteristics of hardness and softness? Extension means occupation in space. Three-dimensional extension gives rise to the idea of a solid body. The dual characteristic of hardness and softness implies relativity. For example, a rock may be said to be hard if compared with clay, but soft if compared with iron. Patavi serves as a support or nucleus for the other coexisting rupas. Number 2, Arbor. Is this the element of cohesion or the element of fluidity with the characteristic of coexistence and fluidity? Is this the arbor element that make different particles of matter cohere and holding together? Is it like the force of attraction between the positive charge and the negative charge or electricity? When we add a little water to flour, the flour particles cohere into a lamp. If we add more water, the mixture becomes fluid and flows away. Number 3, Tejo. Is this the element of heat or heat energy with the characteristics of hotness and coldness? Vivacity, liveliness, maturity, hotness and coolness are due to Tejo. Both heat and cold are the property of Tejo or heat energy. When heat flows into our body, we feel hot. When heat flows out of our body to the surrounding, we feel cold. Number 4, Vaya. This is the element of motion or kinetic energy with the characteristics of pushing and supporting. When we blow air into the balloon, the air pushes the walls of the balloon outwards, and if there is no balancing force exerted by the walls of the balloon will burst. Remember that there is action and reaction at every point. Motion, vibration, oscillation, rotation, and pressure are caused by Vaya. Note, the 4 great essential elements are often called the earth element, the water element, the fire element, and wind element for easy reference. But these names are not exact. The 4 great elements are the fundamental material elements which exist together and which are inseparable. Every material substance, whether earth, water, fire, or wind, ranging from the minutest particles to the most massive object, is made out of these 4 elements, which possess specific characteristics as described above. From this point, one can easily see the Buddhists are not dealing with the following standard of philosophy. Patavi, Arbor, Tejo, and Vaya are formless and massless in the ultimate sense. In insight meditation, we meditate only on their characteristics in the body, previously hardness and softness, cohesion and fluidity, hotness and coldness, pushing and supporting. That's all for this morning. Thank you for listening. May you be enjoying listening Dhamma to gain merits.